Hello and welcome. This is Eagle-Eye621, and what you see behind me is a Nano Mob XP Farm. After I put out the Micro Mob XP Farm, I was challenged to see if I could do it even smaller. That farm used 3 inventory spaces. This one only uses 2. And the idea here, again, is if you're out in the world somewhere, you're flying, you're exploring, you're away from your normal XP farms, this is something you can set up in under a minute, which will give you some XP in order to repair your wings or whatever else you need doing on your way back to your base. Now, I do know that there are things like these bottle of enchantments that some of you pointed out. Now, on average, this bottle of enchantment will get you 7 XP. If you want to talk about something like a zombie, which is worth 5 XP, plus on average 2 per armor or weapon, or the babies that have 12, depending on your difficulty, you can think of the average zombie kill as basically the same as a bottle of enchanting, meaning that for these 2 inventory slots, and these are the 2 items that you will need, that you basically have to kill a stack of zombies in order to make it worth holding on to these, as you can't refill these in the wild, and if you don't have a good villager trader set up, then you might not have enough of these to just carry around. Of course, I'm always a fan of the and as opposed to the or, so feel free to carry around both. Let me show you how to make this real quick, but before I do, let me just ask you to take a moment and scroll down and hit that subscribe button. It really does help out the channel a lot. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find a space, and putting your egg on sand means there is a possibility of it hatching. It's very rare. If you just leave it there, you might get it. So if you find a non-sand spot, that's perfect. Put your egg down. Then you're going to want to put this in the middle of a 5x5. So dig 2 down in a 5x5. And this is actually going to be faster in survival than in creative mode because you can insta-mine the sand with a decent tool. But punch that out just like this. And then you're going to put a trapdoor like this, and you're going to open that, and exactly on the opposite side like that as well. And then these 2 blocks where the trapdoor is over, you're going to want to go in and dig down about 18 blocks, 18 to 20, and you can do in survival where you straddle these 2 blocks to make sure that you don't fall into anything you don't see. That's 2, that's 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and 18. So we had both counting and math with Eagle Eye. Now this is where they're going to fall. So now you just want to punch out a couple of blocks in any direction on the flat side. And if you want, you can also bring a torch with you just so that it is lighter here, but that doesn't matter. Nothing will spawn right next to you. And put your trapdoors just like this. And if you want, you can just like, as I was saying, this. And that way, the husks or the zombies, even the babies, we can get a baby to spawn here. There you go. If we switch into survival mode, you will see that the babies can't sneak through. So they'll run, they'll try, but their hitboxes are not the right size for them to fit in. But of course, you can reach in there and get all of that XP and all of that drops. And this is it. You just stay here until the morning, and then you can pillar back up and even fill in the hole if you want to be a good environmentalist. And just to show you that this does work, the reason that this is set up like that is so the mobs don't get stuck. So you'll see that the husk, I'm using that just so they don't burn the daylight, will fall in. And of course they can start on this side as well, and they will actually very nicely file in. They'll jostle around, and they don't end up getting stuck on this the way that this is set up. And that does include, obviously, things on this side, and even if we have some coming in from different angles together, you'll see they all still file in very nicely and drop down that chute. The reason you go down 18 to 20 blocks is not to make them a one-shot kill, but it of course does make them a one-shot kill. It is in order to make sure that your character down there is far enough away to not block any mob spawns, as mobs won't spawn within a 24 block radius of the player. So you want to make sure that this area is spawnable space to get as many mobs as possible to get attracted to this turtle egg to fall down and get you that XP. Make sure not to light up this area because, again, you do want the mobs spawning. That's the whole point. And you can use this farm to top off, as I said, your wings or your tools while you're out in the world, and just a place to stay safe for the night, which beats running around with a sword and just killing mobs as they spawn, and also prevents you from running out of things like these bottles of enchantment in order to top you off while you are away in your world. Now, if you guys think that you can make a mob farm with a single block of inventory space, consider that a challenge. I actually have some interesting ideas how that might work, but that would not be able to be set up in under a minute like something as this Nano farm or the Micro XP farm would be able to do. If you found this video helpful, I would appreciate a like. If you found it interesting, maybe even consider telling one of your friends about it. And for more videos like this, do be sure to subscribe. YouTube has also given me a join button. You'll find that right next to the subscribe button, which is their equivalent of Patreon. If you wish to support me in that way, you can see what additional perks are offered, and that would of course be greatly appreciated. Thanks for stopping by.